Hey everyone, welcome to another video. So if you haven't already watched my 5K race that I just ran in Glasgow, I'll link it at the top. But today I'm going to go over all the races that I've got planned for the first half of the year and go over the goals for them, my previous PBs in those races if I've ran them before, and yeah, just go over what I think is possible this year and yeah, what we're going to be targeting. If you're new here, my name's Tim. I started the channel to document my running journey, the journey to a sub 3 marathon. It's taking longer than I expected, but that's why it's called a journey. And yeah, it's still going at the moment. We have the belief that we can do it, and my PBs definitely suggest it's possible. So yeah, come along for the ride, subscribe. And so firstly, last weekend we ran the, was it last weekend? Yeah. Last weekend we ran the 5K in Glasgow and we felt pretty good. We ran about 7 seconds slower than we did the year prior, but we felt much stronger, finished stronger, but we held the same pace. It's just the course length was a bit different. So I ran 17 minutes and 59 seconds and I did feel really good and progressed my paces throughout the race and felt strong. Obviously breathing pretty hard towards the end of a 5K, but definitely compared to last year running that race, I just felt so much better. So that does fill me with a bit of confidence going into the next race, which is on the 1st of February, which is the cross-border 10K, which I've talked about before. I had a race there last year, which I'll link above if I remember. And I ran a huge PB at the time, which was 37 minutes and 36 seconds, which my previous PB to that was 38 minutes 58, I think, somewhere around there. So it was really unexpected to actually take that much of a chunk off of it. And for this year, going into that race with a PB of 36:44 now, I think I'm still going to target around the 37 minutes or 37:30. But then I'm hoping I feel strong after 5K and then I can progress that last 5K, so the second half of the race, and really finish strong. So I'm hoping we can get close to a PB there, but I'm going to go out conservatively and then try and pick up the pace. But there is a hill around 7K, I think, which might put an end to that. But if I can stay strong up that, I should be able to finish quite well. And then in March, we're going to be running the Inverness Half Marathon again, which I'll link above because I did a video for that as well. So I did run that last year. I ran in 1:23:09 with a few stomach issues towards the end. So last 3 or 4K were a bit bad. So I think the pace was still okay, but I definitely felt fresher, but I couldn't push because, yeah, it wouldn't have ended well. So I've got high hopes for that, and Darren is also running that. Rory's running it. I think Rory's gonna go sub 90. I think he's more capable of like the 127, 126. So I'm not sure if he's gonna come out with us, and then slow down, or is just gonna go his own pace. But Darren and I are probably gonna try and run about that 350 per K, and then depending on the elevation changes, just go to effort. So I want to average 350 per K, and I think we can hold that for the half. It is a little bit undulating, but the course is protected, so the wind shouldn't affect us too much. It's a pretty fast course. Like, there is a bit of uphill, but then you do get some downhill to really push on. So I noticed last year I was overtaking some people on the downhills, which may have gone too hard on the uphills. So I felt like I could really use the downhills a bit more. So hopefully if I pace it well this year, we should be able to come away with a PB. I mean, the dream is sub 80 minutes. I don't know if I'm in that shape, but under 122 or even sub 123 would be huge. I would be really happy with that, especially going into the next race, which will be in April. And I didn't run this one last year, but it's going to be the Boston Marathon UK. So Very flat course. It is, I believe, open roads. I didn't even like read too much on the entry. I just entered it because I heard that it's almost sold out, I believe. So just quickly entered it, and I believe it's open roads. It's kind of country roads, susceptible to the weather conditions because it's kind of out there in the open. So yeah, if I get lucky, I'll be trying to push for that sub 3. And yeah, we're just going to go for it. But the plan is to probably take this a little bit more conservatively, maybe run between 3:05 and 3:10. And then, because I might go out around 1:35 half and then try and finish strong, similar to my time trial that I ran. But if I feel like I'm peaking and I'm feeling good, the weather's good, I'm just going to go for it, because go for sub 3, that is, just because you don't get that many chances, and I want to just give it all I've got if everything aligns and I'm feeling good on the day and the weather conditions are good, because the next race is Edinburgh Marathon in late May, which generally it's starting to get a lot hotter. It's very open along the coast, so it's quite windy, and I've not really had good experiences there, so I want to have that as a second opportunity to go out and get that sub 3. But if we can tick that box at Boston and just enjoy Edinburgh, I'm going to be running Edinburgh with Darren. He's already run sub 3. So I think that one will be, if I run Boston well and run sub 3, then we can try and run a bit better and get Darren a PB. But I think that one is going to be Darren really just trying to get me a sub 3. So maybe I'll just make Darren take all the wind along the coast and then I'll just sit behind him. But I am a fair bit taller, so I might still cop it. In 2024, I ran 3 hours, 21 minutes and 48 seconds. I did do a video for that one as well, so I'll link it up top. And that was just, it was like my first kind of marathon race where I had like a real target. Wasn't really ready for that target that I had set myself, and didn't really end well. Now I'm going into these marathons with a lot more experience and a lot more fitness that I've gained over the years of training. So yeah, those two will, hopefully one of them will be a sub 3, or they'll both be sub 3 attempts, or one, the Boston one, will be kind of dress rehearsal, long run kind of workout to see if we are ready for Edinburgh. But it is very flat, and no doubt when I get on the start line and there's other runners around me, I'm probably just going to go, you know what, let's just go for it. And then the last race I've got booked is where my 10K PB was in Glasgow for the men's 10K. I ran 36 minutes and 44 seconds that day last year, and yeah, that was just crazy. And I felt like that was kind of the top end of what I was capable of at the time. So if I get anywhere near that, I'll be really happy this year. But hopefully we can PB there and get in the 36:30s even, would be lovely. But it is a tough ask, considering I just held 3 minutes 36 per K for the 5K, and I'll be wanting to hold maybe 2 or 3 seconds slower than that for 10K. But I seem to do well for 10K. It seems to be kind of that distance where I seem to kind of pace well, and it's one you can kind of get away with. If you go out too hard, you can save it and not blow up too much. So yeah, you never know. The way I've been training recently is I've been doing a lot more threshold. So that will help me over the 10K half marathon distance as well. But I'm going to be targeting a lot of threshold work, double threshold days, and then I'll be doing more marathon specific long runs closer to those marathons, maybe 6 weeks out. So I'm not as focused on the long run at the moment. I'm still trying to get them in and make sure they're decent, but I'm focused on trying to get Monday double threshold and Thursday double thresholds in at the moment. So that is the plan, and they're not like super hard threshold. It's pretty manageable, and I generally recover really well from them, and I'm feeling great doing it. A race shoe that you would have seen in the YouTube shorts that I've picked up is this Mizuno Wave Rebellion 3, and I'm seriously considering taking this out for the cross-border 10K in February. I just, it's crazy. I did a few threshold workouts in them and I was struggling at the paces that I wanted to go. I was struggling to get my heart rate to where I wanted it to be. My heart rate was a lot lower than I expected. So it's, I don't know if it would be a good ratio. And because I love the Adios Pro 3, it's just hard for me to commit to wearing something else, but especially as crazy as this. But I think it's as a bigger runner, so I weigh between 77 and 80 generally. I feel like when you land, I'm a midfoot striker, so I'm kind of, if you hold a landing kind of there, kind of at that point, this lump here, it looks like it would be really uncomfortable, but it's a very soft foam, so it squishes quite a lot and then rolls you onto the forefoot. And I don't know what it is, but it just feels amazing, and it doesn't really feel like, the feeling is kind of if you had like Hubba Bubba in the middle of your foot on your shoe and you stood on that gum and it got some sand on it and it was just there and you stood on it and walked. That's kind of the feeling I get I get with it. So I don't know. I'm going to do a few more workouts in this, maybe a long run, but I don't really need to do a long run if I'm just going to take it out for the 10K. But honestly, you never know. It could be that marathon shoe that I'm looking for. I think that's everything I wanted to cover today, and I hope you're doing well. I hope your training is going well. And if you're new here, I hope you subscribe and come on the journey with us. In the next video, I might do a wee review of that Wave Rebellion Pro. I also picked up the Nike Vomero Plus, and they are amazing as well. A little bit of a different feel, and I think they can be a great daily trainer. So I'm going to do a review on that one as well, so stay tuned for that. But that's going to be it for the video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.